Map. Here's the opening map of the world. And let's see, hold on. Right here, Eastern Tartary. And right here is Western Tartary. And there's China.
I don't know if you caught that. We're going to go back to that. Tartaria. Do you remember the name Tartaria? If you don't, I'm going to try to figure this out here. I want to try to pull this up. Tartaria. What was Tartaria? How about that? What was? All right, let me go here. What was Tartaria? No, here's better. Tartarian Empire. All right, so check this out. So what was Tartaria? So here it is in plain English. The Tartarian Empire is a group of pseudo-historical conspiracy theories, including ideas of a hidden past and mud floods, which originated as pseudo-scientific Russian nationalism. Tartaria, or Tartaria, is a historical name for Central Asia and Siberia. Conspiracy theorists assert that Tartary, or the Tartarian Empire, was a lost civilization with advanced technologies and culture. This ignores well-documented accounts of Tartary within the history of Asia. In modern conceptions of the conspiracy theories, Tartary has been claimed to cover a region spanning central Afghanistan to northern Kazakhstan, as well as areas in Mongolia, China, and Russia far east. So Tartaria was historically a lost civilization, kind of like Atlantis, but with superior technology, a lost technology, free energy, shit like that. Now that was the history. This dude has a fucking book that talks about an atlas that talks about it. Why don't you check this shit out?
And what we'll get into farther back, it's going to be Chinese Tartary also. And then over here, the lower half of America is Florida. The left side, you can see California. Then the whole top is empty. And there is...
Now that's some crazy shit, right? So in this atlas from 1777, the only part of America was Florida and California. The top half was completely open.
No Canada.
There's no Canada.
So then we'll go to the next one. This is the doctrine of the sphere. Here is the artificial sphere.
What does that mean?
Because the world was coming from being flat and going into being a globe. And right here you've got the doctrine of... Recently came across this book. I was out in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
So that's crazy as hell in itself. So think about it. It makes me wonder, and I've been thinking about this, man. I've been thinking about it. It's like, what we're being told that is real, could it be a lie? Is it something like in Men in Black, where they say, look here in this light, and you forget everything that you just saw, and you live in this fantasy world? Could it be like the Matrix? We're in a fantasy world. We're in a designed reality, alternate reality, because we're asleep. Our mind is asleep. That third eye is gone because it's not awakened. Because I cannot believe for the life of me that we are the smartest civilization, The only civilization with technology. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, does that mean I'm awakened? Like they say, you're awakened. I don't know. I might be on the verge of awakening, and maybe you are on the verge of awakening. Maybe you're in denial. I don't know, but proof, like that's an atlas that's over 100 years old. Do you deny that? Do you? I don't know. I mean, you can, but you'd be a fool to, because the reality is, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's look here. This is another one he sent me. Man, this is crazy. Check this out. You know what? I always said there's truth in movies, right? The movies show us things, and we just think sometimes we're like, oh man, that's a movie. That was great. That was so fantasy based. Oh man, that can't never really be real. But no, it's fucking real. The shit's real. It may not be 100% real because it needs to be entertaining, but there's truth in movies, just like truth in jokes. Sometimes people say, oh man, I was just joking. But were you? Were you really joking? I don't think you were really joking. Because there is some truth in the joke. Check this shit out.
Because they're like sadness, fear, trauma. The energy is called loosh.
The topic of addictions of the reptilian.
Oh yeah, loosh. That's what this is about, loosh. And if you don't know nothing about loosh, this is crazy. Check it out.
Humans have some addictions like alcohol, drugs, sugar. Reptilians have different.
Are addicted to fear.
Reptilians, right? These are the people that they claim are one of the many alien races that inhabit the earth, and they feed on humans, maybe not just physically, but emotionally, energy wise. And one of the things that they suck out of you like a vampire is your loosh.
Addictions,
Right.
Addiction to torture,
Yes.
to this energy. So
Right.
please explain.
Putting a human being to a low vibrational state by creating a circumstance in their life puts them into a depressive state, but then give off an energy they like, because they're like sadness, fear, trauma, and especially tears. So somebody, with their head in their hands crying, the energy is called loosh, and it's very, very high powered energy. For them, very, very, very. They would somehow calculate an event, but even in dreams. I mean, I've had dreams where I've been crying in a dream, and I know that the 4D, it's been mixed. So they're addicted to doing that. They're also addicted to the chrome, which is in the blood. When you bring a human being to the highest state of fear that it can be, I know that
That's the shit.
It's been mixed. So they're addicted to doing.
That's the shit that they're talking about, that these elites in Hollywood, now, it's alleged, it's all alleged, that they covet from kids. Fear, they get them heightened, and they that's what they're going after. And they say you can buy this in drums. Like, that's covet. Don't know how true it is, but that's what they're saying. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just trying to keep on my
extreme state of fear. A chemical is run through the body. It's not a nice topic, but blood is then got from them at that point. That chemical is inside the blood.
Yes.
So you take that. If that is consumed, the high is the highest high that you can get.
So
that is sold on the black market. Satanists sell it.
That's why they do those rituals.
Yes, that's not.
I
That's
didn't
one
say
of the
it.
reasons. Yeah,
That's what they say.
because they're like sadness, fear.
Think about that shit. Now, I don't know how realistic any of that is, and to get it means you are on the lowest level of human being you can be, because it's extracted from human life. That's how you get that. Now, I don't know how supposedly, allegedly, aliens potentially would even get it, but humans, you have to extract it physically, and there's no way to do it without unaliving somebody. That's what they're talking about is going on. That's what a lot of people say is going on in Hollywood. Hollyweird is what they call it, right? So that's an interesting topic. So, man, we're going down this rabbit hole. I appreciate y'all going down a rabbit hole with a player. Check this out. Now this is one he sent me about Palantir. And I remember, does anyone know what Palantir is? Palantir is a weapons manufacturing company. And I remember when they went public, God, this might have been a year or two ago when they went public. And everybody was like, oh, you got to get some Palantir stock. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. Not knowing the sinister history of Palantir and the trajectory of which they're going. But check this out.
This is one of the most dangerous men alive. Alex Karp is the CEO of Palantir, a company that builds AI-powered kill technology. Here are some of the things you definitely need to know, starting from least to most concerning. First, they built something called the digital kill chain. This is essentially custom AI software designed to track and kill hostile targets. But what gets really interesting is what they are building today. Software that determines who might be a future threat before anything happens at all. Now, Palestine has been a playground for them over the past few years. Their opportunity to deploy and perfect all their kill tech against mostly innocent civilians and children. They just confirmed their involvement in the terrorist attack you might remember, where hundreds of pagers exploded, killing and injuring so many innocent civilians. And today, the people in Gaza are living in a dystopian world where AI-powered drones are constantly stalking them and killing them if they're determined threats. Last week, an innocent grandmother was walking, being stalked by one of these drones, and was ultimately shot down because it automatically determined that she seemed like a threat. In case you think their work doesn't affect you, let's wrap with a fact that you will definitely find concerning. Everyone's current favorite, ICE.
See, TikTok just gave me restricted for certain areas. See, they're trying to get me. They're trying to get me. And then the moment I show a video about a certain country, they're going to take me down. And I don't think I'm going to do it just because I want to keep this live going. But we're going to tiptoe around certain things. So I appreciate y'all staying with me. Bullshit.
Targeting US citizens and immigrants alike is powered by Palantir. In case you missed it, earlier in the year, Trump tasked Palantir with creating a master database on every US citizen. Palantir now has access to ICE, the IRS, HHS, and more. Heck, if you even have an Oura ring, they have access to your health data. The goal is to categorize the people in America as potential threats based off of your name, your race, your religion, and especially anything that you post on social media. If you've ever disagreed with the Trump administration or anything happening abroad, you will be bucketed into a category. Now, I'm on a mission to push back in any way I can. I'm the founder of Interval, a news platform designed to highlight the censored and suppressed headlines that we know we are not getting. If you're interested in the mission, hop over to interval.news.
To sum it up, don't even try to put me in a box.
Pandora's box is
but what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.
It's either you're with the people or you're with the elite pedos. All our struggles are connected. ICE, immigrants, all of this is connected. Immigrants are not your enemy. The left is not your enemy. I need you guys to question your entire belief systems and who told you to believe those things. Why do they want you to believe immigrants were the problem of all your issues? Why are the billionaires telling you poor people are the problem? Question everything.
Amen.
This is one of the most dangerous men alive. Alex Karp is the
question everything. Isn't that what I believe that was an X-Files statement, right? Didn't the X-Files say that? Question everything. So what's wrong with questioning everything? I don't know. You tell me. I appreciate all the viewers on TikTok too. I appreciate all the viewers everywhere, but specifically TikTok. TikTok usually, has a pretty good following for me. And if you're following me on Twitch, I appreciate it too. Hope you all follow me. Let's see. I don't know if they are following me, but I hope you are following me, because we get a little abstract on this stream, on this channel. All right, what's the next one? What happens when an awkward soul meets a sleepy one? Interesting.
There is a peculiar tension that arises
this is interesting.
when someone who has awakened to a certain depth of understanding encounters someone
energy.
who is still, as we might say, asleep.
Very important that you listen
And by
to this.
asleep, I do not mean literally unconscious, but rather living in the conventional dream, the collective trance, the agreed-upon fiction that most of society accepts without question. The person who is awake has seen through something fundamental, has recognized something essential, has had the veil lifted in some significant way. And the person who is asleep is still operating within the old assumptions, the old beliefs, the old way of seeing. When these two meet, something interesting happens, and it is rarely comfortable for either party. Let me describe first what occurs in the awakened person. There is initially often an impulse to share what has been seen, to communicate the realization, to help the other person see what is now so obvious. This comes from a genuine place of compassion, of wanting to relieve suffering, of recognizing that the other person is trapped in a prison they do not even know exists. It is like watching someone struggle with a locked door while you can clearly see that the door is not locked at all. They simply need to turn the handle differently.
Wow.
But very quickly, the awakened person discovers something frustrating. The realization cannot be simply handed over. It cannot be explained in a way that will make the sleeping person suddenly wake up. Because the sleeping person is not just lacking information. They are operating within an entire framework of understanding, an entire structure of perception that makes the awakened perspective literally incomprehensible to them. It is not that they are stupid or stubborn or willfully blind. It is that they cannot see what they cannot see. Their very way of looking prevents them from seeing. It is like trying to explain.
See, that's the energy aspect. Now, I've never been the kind of guy that kind of like gets into this chakra and all that stuff. That's just not me. Not very religious. I am spiritual, but the older you get, take my word on this, you start looking for other things, meaning, what's the real meaning? What's my purpose? Right? What's your purpose? Sometimes you find the purpose to be to influence other people, to impact other people's life, to be happy. Here's what I mean. Now, here's where I'm going with this. So Elon Musk was influence other people to. Elon Musk was recorded as saying that in 10 to 15 years, saving for retirement is going to be virtually useless. You're not going to need to do it. Why? Because people are going to be replaced by robots. Also, he says that eventually there's going to be a universal basic income that's going to be required because most human jobs are going to be replaced by robots. So that at that point, the issue, he said out of his mouth, I think he was in Dubai or something like that with this interview, is what is going to be someone's purpose now? Because really, what's your purpose at this point? What's your routine? For most people, we're not talking about business owners. We're not talking about successful entrepreneurs. We're talking about average, everyday, blue-collar workers, right? What is your routine? Go to work, whatever the job is. It doesn't matter the job. You go to work, you come home, take care of your family, do whatever you can, dishes, chores, whatever the case. You go to sleep, you wake up, and you do what? You do it again. It's like Groundhog's Day. That's your routine. Well, guess what? If for some reason an android takes your job, what's your purpose at that point? You still have obligations. You still have bills to pay. What's the purpose at that point? What's the purpose? There's no job to go to because your job is taken over by an android. What's your purpose? That's Elon Musk out of his mouth. That's what he thinks the fear and the issue will become. Think about it. We are programmed since birth to be a worker, not an independent thinker, not an entrepreneur. None of that. That's the point. That's the point. Because when everything you've ever been told and ever been taught completely turns upside down, what's the goal at that point? That's a fearful thing. That's a truly fearful thing.
Explain color to someone who has been blind from birth. You can use all the words you want, but the words cannot convey the actual experience. The framework for understanding is simply not there. And so the awakened person finds themselves in a strange position. They can see clearly what the sleeping person cannot see. They can see the suffering that is being created by false beliefs, by identification with the ego, by resistance to what is. They can see the freedom that would come from simply letting go, from simply seeing through the illusion, and yet they cannot make the other person see it. This can lead to a kind of loneliness, a sense of isolation, because the awakened person now lives in a different reality than the sleeping person. They are using the same words, occupying the same physical space, but they are experiencing fundamentally different worlds. The sleeping person is experiencing the world. There is a peculiar tension that arises when someone who has awakened to a certain depth of understanding.
Yo, that kind of that resonates with me, and I don't know if it's because of age, and I think 100% it might be. I think it might be because as a young man, I wouldn't pay no attention to that shit, the chalkboard, all that bullshit. I got my whole life ahead of me. Guess what? You reach that fucking half-century mark, you start thinking of shit. You start looking at shit totally different.
You want to stay in the high frequency no matter
sure,
what.
If you understand that, say for sure.
Seeing
right
negativity
now. In
and
the comments, say for sure.
People getting
No
unalived
doubt,
and
whatever. Let me know what you think, because if you
human rights
knock out for it,
violations
you
around the
understand what's
world,
up.
and seeing our money get sent to foreign nations, yeah, it pisses me off. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you it didn't piss me off.
It's my man from Forbidden Knowledge. Now, he speaks a lot of facts. This guy he's pretty good. You know, I like the things he thinks, because he thinks outside the box. He's abstract, and he's pretty popular from you know how when you get the scientific shows and they get perspectives from different you know, people that are in a certain field. He's one of them. That's kind of how he got famous, but he got famous from other things. But that's definitely how he got famous. But I like his perspective on this.
Off. But at the same time, I get right back into the feeling and emotion of gratitude, and I move into the mindset of solutions. And I am encouraging everyone to start a mastermind group. And I don't care what income level you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are. Doesn't matter. What matters is that we get on the conscious vibration of looking for solutions, suggesting solutions, hypothesizing on solutions, right? Planning solutions, being part of solutions. You want to stay in the high frequency no matter what. Seeing negativity and people getting unalived and human rights violations around the world, and seeing our money get sent to foreign nations, yeah, it pisses me off. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you it didn't piss me off. But at the same time, I get right back into the feeling and emotion of gratitude, and I move into the mindset of solutions. And I am encouraging everyone to start a mastermind group. And I don't care what income level you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are. Doesn't matter. What matters is that we get on the conscious vibration of looking for solutions, suggesting solutions, hypothesizing on solutions, right? Planning solutions, being part of solutions. You want to stay in the high frequency no matter what. Seeing negativity and people getting unalived and human rights violations around the world, and seeing our money get sent to foreign nations, yeah, it pisses me off. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you it didn't piss me off. But at the same time, I get right back into the feeling and emotion of gratitude, and I move into the mindset of solutions. And I am encouraging everyone to start a mastermind group. And I don't care what income level you are.
I'm sipping.
I don't care
I'm
what
sipping.
race
You
you
know what I'm
are.
saying?
I don't
I
care
don't
what
need to
religion you are.
Get too
Doesn't matter.
disclosed. I'm sipping. So if
What matters is that we get on the
my
conscious
speech gets a
vibration
little twisted, you
of
already
looking
know.
for solutions,
I'm sipping on that
suggesting
brown.
solutions,
For those, if you
hypothesizing
know, you know.
on
I'm sipping on the
solutions,
brown.
right?
If you know, you
Planning
know.
solutions, being part of solutions. You want to stay in the high frequency no matter what. Seeing negativity and
So even he's talking about vibration because, you know, I learned something from this guy, right? Here's what I learned from him. He thinks everything's on a frequency, right? And a vibration. So the vibration is, if it just depends on where you're at in that level of existence, right? So some people who have a higher vibrational frequency can come back to the lower vibration and kind of observe what's going on. But if you're in the lower vibration, you can't go into the higher vibration because you're just not, you don't have access, right? That's what he believes. And for me, I truly believe that too, because now really, have you ever thought, I want you to think about this. All right, here's what I want you to think about. Have you ever said to yourself, or had an experience where you say, damn, did I just see something out of the corner of my eye? Have you ever had that experience? Well, that experience, he says, and this is in previous videos I've seen of his, right? Forbidden Knowledge. Great channel. You need to go subscribe. He says that is that experience, or that episode that you have, is from someone who has access, who is out on a higher vibrational frequency than you are, who can actually come down to a lower vibrational frequency just to experience or see or observe what's going on. You can't, if you're on a lower vibrational frequency, you cannot go up to the higher vibration because you just don't, you're not there yet. You haven't evolved. That's what he thinks. And honestly, I want to say, I believe that shit. I don't know what you believe, but that is fucking, you have to be open to the possibility that everything you've been told is truly bullshit. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Isn't that what they say? Right? You have to dig and research to understand certain things that aren't really readily available to you, because nothing's going to be readily available to you because you're not meant to have it. You're meant to be a worker. You're not meant to be a thinker. And that's why I believe potentially I am awakening. I am awakening. I am thinking different. And I don't believe I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be in line with that conveyor belt of workers. But I'm not. I've never really been. I've always thought that something is not quite right. Someone tells me this, and I think, well, why are they telling me that? I've always thought that way. And now it makes more sense than ever that why I'm thinking that is because I am waking up. The third eye. Think about that. Let's look at this joint right here.
I remember waking up and I could look across and there was literally hundreds of cages, and there was children, small children in these cages, and they were all attached. So they were in such tremendous pain that they were really tremendous pain. It was a darker energy because obviously the children were being tortured, just absorbing the energy from the children. And I
see, this is probably going to be the video that gets me kicked off of the TikTok stream. I hope it's not. I hope not. But I guarantee you, because this is how they work. Now, they kick me off every so often when I hit a certain topic or subject. So we'll see.
I survived it, but a lot of the children in there didn't survive it.
What age were you when this happened?
I was like 7 years old when this happened.
I'm not going to sit here and say that what she's saying is real. Because some of these people that get on here and say things like this are bullshit. They just want the clout and they want the views. I'm gonna skip this one because I don't know. But this one I'm not skipping. This is about Antarctica.
In the last 5 days, we've gained over 50,000 followers on Instagram alone. The video I'm about to make right here would probably be the dumbest decision you could do if you were looking.
This guy I like a lot. Shots by Mata on Instagram. I don't know if he's on YouTube. I don't know if he's on TikTok. I don't know. I like his content because he resonates with me because he believes the shit that I believe. Or that I think at the very least. Check this out. A lot of his shit is dope.
To expand and continue to grow your follower count, because the word I'm about to say, flat earth, turns off everybody.
Listen, flat earth, I'm gonna tell you, because Kyrie Irving had everybody twisted, right? He had everybody twisted. Flat earth, he talked about Israel, he had everybody twisted because he's a flat earther. But the reality is, the more I hear about things about the flat earth, the more I honestly cannot dispute. Because just listen.
And it's going to instantly push everybody away from this video. So making this video is the dumbest thing that I could absolutely do. So it's not for clicks, it's not for likes, it's not to gain followers. So let me just put that context out there, because I'm going to explain to you in a minute how a man offered me $100,000 to come on my podcast if I could just prove one fact about what the earth was, okay? What they taught us in school about space and the earth. Now, before I get into this video, let me just ask you one question, because I know a lot of people are going to be running away in the comments. They're going to be hating on it, talking shit. I get it. I was just like you guys. Before I accepted this guy's challenge, I was just like you. I was like, there's no way the earth's flat. I'm not fucking talking about it. Dude, get out of here. I don't care if it is. Why does it matter? And I just beat it away. I'll get into that story in a minute. But let me just ask you this one question, because this is the one that really made me think. I'll start off like this. With science, everything's scientific nowadays. So ask yourself, when is there any scientist that you know that isn't filming and documenting what he's experimenting on? Every scientist, every doctor. You go to the doctors to get a colonoscopy, where do they stick a camera? Up your ass, right?
Up your ass.
So we document everything, especially if you're a scientist. It's absolutely
documented ass exploration.
I just asked Grok this simple question. I said, Grok, how many countries have had a moon landing?
That sip of that brown got me twisted
years?
right now. So
and it said,
forgive my slurred
successfully
speech.
sent a spacecraft
Just
that
saying.
reached the moon
And I don't know
via
if I'm the
landing,
first.
orbiting,
I doubt I'll be the
or
last if I
impacting in
am
the
the
last 5
first,
years.
or
That's
if I'm not
February of
the first.
2021 to February
I doubt I'll be
2026.
the last that have
United
been
States,
sipping
China,
that brown.
India,
or
Japan,
white.
South Korea, and the UAE, and actually Pakistan. Okay, so
That's
7 different
got you
countries.
right, because
How
right
many
now I'm
solar
getting right.
eclipses have we had in the last 3 years? Three. So you mean to tell me 7 different countries have went to the moon, and not one scientist, not one astronaut, not one person, not one government was like, hey, I wonder what a solar eclipse looks like from the moon. I mean, the moon's blocking out the sun. How cool would that be to get some type of special camera? Because we filmed the actual solar eclipse from Earth, right? We've seen what it looks like from Earth, but why haven't
We all
ever seen
have
one from space?
special glasses.
Now,
They
can you
were
tell me,
sunglasses so
Elon
you don't
Musk,
get your
like,
retina
what promo
scorched.
marketing
Remember
for
that?
SpaceX
Yeah.
would it be if he sent a Tesla, right? We sent a Tesla into space. Well, why not put a camera on it, aim it towards the moon, and have it just pass right
Why
over the
not?
moon at the same time a solar eclipse is happening, right? I mean, come on, like the possibilities are endless, right? A guy reaches out to me, and we're going to go on this journey together. A gentleman by the name of Flat Earth Dave reaches out to me. And this was about 2 years ago when I was on LFA TV, and he was begging me to come on my podcast, And he said, then he finally reaches out like the 5th time after I denied him. He kept texting me, no. Finally, he hits me and he goes, hey man, I hear you're into Bitcoin. I go, yeah, Bitcoin maximalist. I keep my 100% of my wealth into Bitcoin. He goes, how about this? Bitcoin was 33,000 at the time. He goes, I'll give you 3 Bitcoin, so about 100 grand. If you bring me on your podcast and you can just prove one fact about what they taught us about science, about gravity, about the shape of the earth, about space. And I was like, this is gonna be the easiest 100 grand I've ever made. Easiest, no problem, walk in the park. I just gotta get one gotcha, right? So Flat Earth Dave has a studio like mine, but he's got this giant green screen behind him. So I sit there and I'm asking him question after question for the first like 30 to 45 minutes. Bop. This thing's still on my Rumble channel. And I ask him, well, what about the astronauts that were in space? Throws up videos. What's that? Oh, the astronauts grabbing ropes. We'll get into all these. And then I'm like, well, what about satellites? What about gravity? What about the shape of the earth? And he's like, bop. And I go. And I feel like 30 or 45 minutes, I was just like, all right, screw it, bro. Just give me the download. So if you guys are still with me at this point, let's buckle up because we'll hit them one by one. I'll try to get them done as fast as possible. Now let's kick things off with one of the most obvious NASA fails of all time. This was NASA's STS-122 mission in 2008, and this was a photograph, a real photograph. They claim that our astronaut is in a space vacuum, wearing this highly sealed professional suit, probably perfectly form-fitted, and somehow he managed to fit these probably rock solid hard, like almost like snow boots, and he put them on the wrong feet and then went outside of a space station. That was in 2008, but you're probably thinking, Ryan, like, that's fake, that didn't really happen, because that's what I was thinking the first time. I'm like, okay, I see that all the time, like they say that this is flat Earth and this is a fake NASA fail. I don't even think it's a NASA fail, because I don't believe that it's a NASA fail. Well, I did a little research. Now, if you're thinking like me, I was like, okay, that's bullcrap, right? And so I had to come over here to Grok. I said, and I didn't even tell it what photo. I didn't give it the photo. I said, what was the famous photo taken and published of an astronaut working on a space station or space shuttle that had his boots on the wrong feet? And said, the famous photo you're thinking of is the NASA's STS-122 space shuttle mission to the International Space Station, ISS, in February of 2008. Their astronaut Rex did an EVE spacewalk. Remember the famous spacewalk in 2008?
I do remember.
Guess what? He had his shoes on the wrong feet. So I really hope you guys are still with me, but at the same time, I want to give you guys the opportunity to leave this video right now, because once you start going down this rabbit hole, it's like the great noticing. Once you start seeing it,
I'm telling you, it is
you're really
infectious.
Start to go, yeah, you know, I never would have believed that my government would literally be protecting people that ate children. Well, last week we learned that's exactly what our government's doing. So I think taking a look at it from the lens of like,
I'm probably right now with that. I'm probably off of TikTok straight.
NASA like $26 billion last year. Republicans wanted to cut like $1 billion from NASA, and like
when I hit some shit like that, talk about people, Americans eating kids.
So if NASA really is,
I might be off of TikTok straight.
But
it's
they're
coming.
using that money to build underground cities or to run.
Appreciate the subscribe, whoever that was.
An extra $26 billion
Mike Phantom.
Nobody's ever audited NASA.
My
you
dog.
Look at it from that standpoint, you start to look at it going,
oh no, no, I'm sorry.
I want to pay attention
Fred
here. So
Fred SSSH4. My dog. Thank you, player. Appreciate it.
Of all these NASA fails.
We're gonna have a lot more of this. I'm gonna tell you why. Bear with me. Bear with the player.
Come out of this video with a lot more questions than I gave.
Because this is gonna be dope. I'm gonna be honest with you.
One thing that gives away the International Space Station hoax is the women. Now, women on zero-G planes with long hair, their hair flows naturally in the air. Women on the International Space Station, because this is all fraud, no matter what she does, no matter how she bounces around, you would expect her hair to flow in the air, and it does not happen.
That is a bunch of bullshit. Ain't nobody, that's like hairspray. It's bullshit.
Their hair will never look like that,
because we cannot break the firmament, guys. If you know anything about a firmament, see, I need to keep sipping, because right now I'm breaking through the fucking, the sipping intoxication. Anyway, the firmament, we can't break through it. It's not possible. So that's bullshit. So they want to make you think. Right now I'm breaking through the fucking. They want you to believe that that's true.
Was just a little taste, and I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to go to the Alex Stein show after this, when they actually did their own deep dive and breakdown into this. You're going to hear a lot of these clips, but they're so much better and horizontal.
Fred SH4,
post a ton of videos.
Cheers to you, and this is my Halloween cup.
Down there.
I don't know why I'm using it, because
all of your favorite flat Earth fail videos down in the comments. Place any videos that you think anybody watching this needs to watch and learn, and then check out this clip from Alex Stein.
These guys in space use CGI. Obviously, that thing didn't just appear out of the sky. That's actually just CGI that they use all the time, green screen technology.
What? That thing just came out of nowhere.
The real question is, why the fuck are they lying to us about going into space? What is the fucking reason? Just tell us the fucking truth. I don't get it. I don't understand, because here's the reality. If we cannot break the firmament, what is the fucking reason? Just tell. Damn. Stop fucking coming on. Reverb, sorry. If we can't break the firmament, what is the reason? I'm going to tell you why. This is my belief. My belief, and I'm not the only one who believes this. The real outer space is the ocean. So it's not up, it's down. Think about that shit. Think about that shit. It's hard as fuck to go deep into the ocean, right? So supposedly we know more about the fucking space, outer space, than we do our fucking ocean. How the fuck is that possible? How long have we been on Earth? A long motherfucking time. But we've never been down in space. So how is it we don't know enough about the fucking ocean, which is on the planet we live on? than outer space. Why? Because of my belief, this is a belief, that the ocean is a true entrance to outer space, to another realm. And because of my, here's my other thought. You know how you see a lot of fucking, you know, they're experimenting and they're testing explosions in the space, or excuse me, explosions in the ocean, like nuclear explosions or nuclear weapons they just developed in the ocean. What if that's not what the fuck they're doing? Just a what if. It's all hypothetical, but it's a what if. And I think about shit like this, right? I have nothing else to think about. What if that's not what they're doing? What if they know that there's some shit down there? Kraken, Cthulhu, all that bullshit, the craziest psychological shit that you can think of is real. And they're using nuclear warheads to explode to try to neutralize the threat. But they're telling you, me, us, psychological shit, that it's just a testing facility. They're just testing new weapons. They're just testing. Some of the shit that they come up with that's in that ocean is fucking psychologically fucking weird as fuck. How can that not? What if it's not? What if it's true? What if what I just said is fucking true? We don't know that. That's all I'm saying. Off my tangent. Keep listening.
Hey, look at this guy's on a wire. Watch him again when he comes down here. You can see.
Is that guy on a wire? JBT, is that a wire? Jimmy!
Sure. And he helped him get back in line.
Oh my gosh, he grabbed his hip right there. Okay, but once again, that's how does this prove that the Earth, the shape
I ain't
of the
surprised
Earth,
by
this
none
is
of
what
this
I want
shit.
to know. What the heck is that guy doing? He's
facade.
what was he? Are you looking at this, Brandon?
Wow. On a harness behind this guys. He must not have known that they were filming live.
No
Who
one's
knows?
gone to
Pretty
space. You know
incredible.
why?
Okay,
Because
that's a
that
pretty
is,
big deal. We got an
you
astronaut
can't
hanging
get
out on
out of
the
the
wire
fucking
back there.
firmament.
Well,
It
these
is
guys
meant
here,
to
they use
protect
augmented
us.
reality. Watch that hat. It's
The
not
question
actually
is, why
there.
is it meant to
I know it looks like
protect
it's
us?
there.
What's out there to protect
But
us
watch,
from?
you'll see this
What are
guy
they protecting us
mistakenly
from?
grab it and put it up to the side, but he missed it. Watch, you'll see here the guy in the green on the left. Watch him think that the guy's handing him the hat. So he's going to look here. Now the guy's going to kind of push the hat towards him, and he looks like he grabs it and puts it to the side. See that?
Oh my gosh, he didn't get the transfer.
No. So they're using augmented reality. They're using green screen, CGI.
We don't even have to get started.
What the fuck are they doing?
But let's just talk about
It's so
India's
fucking obvious.
recent moon landing, okay? This is the video that they claimed was real. They were telling us that they were watching this in real time. It was getting landed, and then the internet just ate them alive. Then after they faked the response,
What the fuck
they
is
faked
that?
the landing,
That's
they were
some
all
straight
like cheering,
bullshit.
clapping to this CGI, claiming that the CGI was real. Then after the internet just completely obliterated them, they came back and said, well, no, we actually knew it was a CGI, but we were reacting to it because we wanted to simulate the fact, because we all just watched it. We didn't record the real one. We just ended up having to recreate it and reenact it because we didn't record the
Appreciate
real
the
one.
follow.
Secrecy.
Kendra 56.
Right. Okay. So those are the fake moon landings. We can get those out of the way. So again,
We got a lot of this coming up in the future. I promise.
Great question.
And I'm going to tell you why.
I think it's weird that we just don't have one spaceship. Not one SpaceX rocket has went out there with a camera to film a solar eclipse from the space. It's pretty bizarre in my opinion, but I'll keep going on this. Now let's talk about gravity. In order to get into gravity, I need a gentleman by the name of Whitsitt. If you guys don't know who Whitsitt is, he's done quite a few of these flat Earth documentaries, and he's going to explain gravity. Now, think about this before I play this clip, right? We're starting to learn about our frequencies. Everything is a positive and negative electrostatic
Your
charge.
support is
We're all
greatly
energy.
appreciated. Thank
Every
you so
piece
much.
Of fabric, like we're supposed to not wear polyester anymore because it messes with our frequency. You want to be wearing cotton and linen. We know the pyramids, the Egyptians, they had the ability.
That's the shit too. Now, when they talk, and see, I'm going off on a tangent. I got to pee so bad. God damn. So I'm going to have to pee. So y'all going to have to forgive me. They talk about linen. Linen is critical in our physiological aspect. God, I got to pee. Sorry. Got to motherfucking pee. All right, I'm back. Had to pee and get some of this cheese, man. I got a little block of cheese.
We can't even wrap our heads around that all revolved around energy. But yet Albert Einstein created the theory of relativity, which is gravity. Mass attracts mass. We don't even know what it means. We defend it like gravity has to be real. Well, what if it wasn't gravity that pulled us to the earth? What if it was our positive and negative electrostatic charge, something that we can measure and would actually make sense and we could go repeat? Well, Whitsitt built a machine that in this flat earth documentary, he can levitate a penny, he can levitate a feather. He is able.
That's crazy as shit, right? So what if gravity isn't real? What if it's not real? What if we've been lied to? That's the whole point I'm making. Everything we've been taught for centuries is not fucking real.
To charge or to suspend the positive and negative electrostatic charge of the object, and it becomes buoyant. It floats. It's crazy, right? That's what I said, but it's way above my head, way above my pay grade. I'm gonna let him take it from here.
State of rest. That's what you believe, is that it's just a coincidence and it's like it's stationary. As for this whole like gravity and nonsense about you need a force, there's something called a downward electric current on the earth. It's measurable, it's provable. So we have positive energy increasing above, it then goes down to the ground to seek equilibrium. This is of course from a Richard Feynman lecture right here explaining it. It's a grounded metal plate, will have the same surface charge as the earth. The plate's covered with the ground conductor will have no surface charge. In the Next Level movie, actually it's Level With Me, check it out, levelwithmefilm.com. We actually did the experiment to show you can make things go up and down, manipulating electrostatics, gravity's a fairy tale. Here's the downward electric current going down to the surface of the earth. So if you deny this, you deny basic, measurable, empirical evidence that can be done by going out in the earth and measuring that there's a measurable downward electric current on the earth. Well, let's not talk about that. All right. Also, you don't need gravity for anything to do with the Earth. You can solve for downward acceleration using a kinematic equation. It has nothing to do with gravity or the idea that mass attracts mass, which is not even what your belief system is anymore. So you don't need it at all. All you need is the height of the ball or whatever is falling. Then you need downward acceleration, what you're solving for, the time and the initial velocity. And this kinematic equation can solve for little a or little g, quote unquote, which is downward acceleration. Everywhere on the Earth, for all engineering, anything you use gravity for can be solved completely without the idea of gravity. You'll never get a rebuttal. All right, microwaves are not significantly affected by diffraction nor refraction. So if you look at this bottom picture right here, we have microwaves going out and it gets blocked by the hill. So if we send a radio wave out, they say it diffracts and then it'll fill in the gap behind it so it can go over the obstruction, right? And they make up how far that can go anyway. Microwaves cannot do this. Microwaves do not diffract or refract like that. So if you shoot a microwave horizontally straight at a hill, it's going to get blocked by the hill. Because the diffraction and refraction is significantly different. Well, if we look at the curvature of the Earth is supposedly going to block these horizontal microwave transmissions, right? So say we're a 100-foot tall tower. It should be at 200 distant miles. We should have 23,495 feet of curvature blocking the obstruction or obstructing the actual target, right? And then we should only go 12 miles. If we're 300 feet up, then it should only go 21 miles. Unfortunately, the ACE, which is the Allied Command Europe High Band, was a NATO communication system implemented during the Cold War, where they're shooting 50 to 250 miles with microwave transmissions. Microwave transmissions. And again, you can't just cop out by saying refraction and diffraction. It doesn't work like that. So you guys don't know the answer. I can play games with you all night and let you pretend you do, but we're going to cut to the chase and tell you what your religion is. Your religion is that it just magically starts to go out horizontally and there's a magic area in the atmosphere. Not the ionosphere, mind you. This is like just a couple miles up where it just hits water in the atmos, then reflects right back down to where it's supposed to go. So if I shoot a microwave directly out horizontally, it'll go 250 miles and just coincidentally land exactly where it's supposed to, because there's magic reflection in the atmosphere. So, and that wouldn't work consistently. This, if you read into the documentation that was recently declassified from this program.
See, here was the whole thing. He had to prove that the Earth was not round, right? This is science. You tell me what's real.
It consistently works. You can send these microwaves out over and over and over, and it works every single time as if it was horizontal. So I would love to hear you guys explain that. So I don't have much more time, so we'll just cover this. Dude, we all were talking about planes. If I have a plane and the starting destination is this little blue circle here, and then I'm going to fly out to the red circle. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, here we go. The red circle right here is the destination. In real life, what we do is we put the heading on the city and fly straight to it. We fly like the Earth is flat, it's
Fucking
stationary. That's
right
how we
there.
fly planes, okay? We fly straight to the location that we're heading to with our heading on that city the whole time. The globe says, however, that the Earth is spinning and that the atmosphere is not completely connected to the Earth.
So the logic, if you take off in a plane and the Earth is spinning, your fucking trajectory is off, because if you're going straight and the Earth is spinning, how are you ever going to meet your destination? Logically, it makes no motherfucking sense.
Which means to actually take the shortest path, which is a geodesic, a curve on a globe, you're actually going to have to slowly update the entire time that you get to the city if you're keeping it in your heading. If you just keep it in your heading and keep going, you're going to be updating. The significantly shorter path, and therefore much faster path, would be to cut it off and lead it. This would cost airliners billions of dollars. They don't do this.
Yeah, that means you need to know, if you know the Earth is spinning, you need to, to anticipate a trajectory based on the spin of the Earth. That science and that math doesn't make a whole lot of goddamn sense, right? Just saying.
This also debunks the globe. Thank you.
And the next one is just like Einstein's theory of relativity. It's gravity. They've never proven the math behind it. Even this most advanced AI computer.
Oh yeah,
today
this is
can't solve
interesting.
the math problem behind Einstein's theory of relativity. So we have water in a bottle. What does the water do?
Finds its
level.
level.
Water's finding level. So water will find level to any container. You put a level on the wall. What's in there? A little air bubble, right?
Right.
Because water's finding level.
Right.
So we're supposed to believe that water bends around the Earth and somehow the moons are controlling the tides of the ocean.
That in itself is logical. It's like, what the fuck? So we're round and the water doesn't fucking spill off the side. It just stays within. That's bullshit. If what we're taught is real, I'm just saying, not saying flat Earth or not, but I'm just saying flat Earth makes a lot of goddamn sense.
But yet the same moons
plane
control the tides to a lake. The Great Lakes here in Michigan are bigger than some of the oceans, and yet
yes,
they don't have tides, but it's only on salt water. Please make it make sense. I'm just trying to ask the questions. Next up, let's talk about satellites, because the number one thing that people always ask me is, Ryan, well, what about satellites? Well, this one's very interesting. So, well, let's dive in. Buckle up.
At Aerostar, we've been challenging the limits of technology since 1956, working at the forefront of high-altitude research with the universities, the military, Google, and NASA. And we're not stopping there. Not even the sky is the limit. Aerostar Thunderhead balloon systems are stratospheric platforms that can be rapidly deployed to areas of interest from a wide variety of locations. Utilizing Aerostar's Thunderstorm command and control mission planning tools, a flight path is determined to optimize point-to-point navigation. Navigation is achieved by leveraging directional wind patterns in the stratosphere at altitudes 50,000 feet and above. After arriving at an area of interest, Thunderhead balloon systems offer network persistence for up to months at a time. Filling a significant capability gap, Thunderhead balloon systems allow for rapid integration of diverse payloads and sensors, serving a wide range of missions. A military outpost stands with the mission to provide intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance over a contested area. Aerostar's Thunderhead balloon systems provide a cost-effective and low-risk platform for ISR capabilities at altitudes above traditional air threats. Using the Thunderstorm command and control system, the local commander deploys several Thunderhead balloon systems from the at-ready constellation, carrying sophisticated ISR sensors to the contested area with navigational and duration capabilities of up to months at a time. The Thunderhead balloon systems provide a powerful, persistent surveillance platform. These lighter-than-air platforms can navigate and hover over areas of interest at altitudes unattainable by traditional ISR platforms. Upon receiving information regarding a possible threat, an operator navigates the Thunderhead balloon system over the area of interest to collect more information. The sensor payload carried by the Thunderhead balloon system quickly detects and classifies the threat. Utilizing real-time communications, the threat parameters are relayed back to intelligence analysts on the ground. With Thunderstorm, Aerostar's cutting-edge common operating system, balloon performance and sensor intelligence is integrated into existing networks and computer systems for mission coverage. Satellites providing communication and PNT capabilities maintain orbit above the Earth. Suddenly, an adversary issues an electronic attack, critically degrading military operations. A rapidly deployable solution is needed to restore the transfer of data. In response to this crisis, a constellation of Thunderhead balloon systems carrying advanced payloads are steered to the affected area as a replacement solution. Re-establishing connectivity, Thunderhead balloon systems allow military operations to resume efficiently and effectively.
So it got crazier, right? So just to kind of sum it up,
That's
I want to
crazy.
fit a few more in here. We have a jet
Re-establishing
stream. There's jet stream
connectivity.
at 25,000, 30,000,
systems
35,000, 40,000, right? Left, right, east, west, north, south, right? So depending on what way you want your balloons to go, you just move them up and down into the jet streams, and the jet streams can take them wherever, and they're all orbiting all around us. And you got enough of them up there, you could basically blanket the Earth. And think about the Earth's not a ball. You don't have to have them wrapped around a ball. If the Earth is kind of this flatter surface, if you will, satellites just stay right up there. They're not moving. Everything's not moving around us. You get it? They're just up there, floating above us. Elon launched them up. That's why you send up enough balloons and enough satellites. All of a sudden, you got Starlink in this country, you got Starlink in that country, you got Starlink in this country, and they're all just suspended up there by helium. Why NASA's the #1 helium provider? It would make a lot of sense, right? And think about this in Earth. In school, they taught us that our Earth is spinning at like 17,000 miles per hour around the sun, while spinning itself at like 12 or 13,000 miles per hour. And then on top of that, we have 30,000 or 50,000 satellites at any time that are all orbiting the Earth all simultaneously. Well, at the same time, we have like 100,000 meteorites that are coming through the atmosphere and they're burning up before they hit the ground, right? But every day our atmosphere dissolves these while our satellites are above the atmosphere. So somehow these satellites without propulsion systems are dodging all of these meteors. How do you think they get that lucky? Well, right, a satellite fell in here.
Fucking great point.
Balloon pops, something happens, right? Sure, they fall. But you would think with 100,000 asteroids and 30,000 satellites up there every single day,
there's going to be a satellite get
just
destroyed.
Like blowing them out. It'd be like firing 100,000 bullets at a school bus from space. Eventually, you're going to hit one of them, right?
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just math doesn't math. And anyways, I digress. Last one I want to kind of get into with you guys is the gyroscopes and these pilots. So check this one out. We'll wrap it up after this. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are still with me, I'd love to know. Name how long you guys have stuck with me. If you're still here,
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you.
Just at the end, if you say it's going to be the end.
This shit is crazy.
Let me know what you guys isn't filming and documenting what he's experimenting on. Every scientist, every doctor. You go to the doctors to get a colonoscopy. Where do they stick a camera?
Up your ass.
Right? Okay. So we document everything, especially if you're a scientist. It's absolutely what you're doing. You're documenting your experience. So I just asked Grok this simple question. I said, Grok, how many countries have had a moon landing or went to the moon in the last 5 years? And it said 7 countries have successfully sent a spacecraft that reached the moon via landing, orbiting, or impacting in the last 5 years. And that's February of 2021 to February of 2026. The United States, China, India, Japan, South Korea, and the UAE, and actually Pakistan, okay? So 7 different countries. How many solar eclipses have we had in the last 3 years? Three. So you mean to tell me 7 different countries have went to the moon, and not one scientist, not one astronaut, not one person, not one government was like, hey, I wonder what a solar eclipse looks like from the moon. I mean, the moon's blocking out the sun. How cool would that be to get some type of special camera? Because we filmed the actual solar eclipse from Earth, right? We've seen what it looks like from Earth, but why haven't we ever seen one from space? And you mean to tell me Elon Musk, like what promo marketing for SpaceX?
Appreciate that. I don't know who it was.
Tesla, right? We sent a Tesla into space. Well, why not put a camera on it, aim it towards the moon, and have it just pass right in front of the moon at the same time a solar eclipse is happening, right? I mean, come on. Like, the possibilities are endless, right? A guy reaches out to me, and we're going to go on this journey.
A gentleman
by the name of Flat Earth Dave reaches out to me. This was about 2 years
that's
ago.
Texas.
I was on LFE TV News, begging me to come on my podcast, begging me to come on my podcast, begging me to come on my podcast. And he said, then he finally reaches out like the 5th time after I denied him. He kept texting me, no. Finally, he hits me. He goes, hey,
verify.
Bitcoin. I go, yeah.
Appreciate the sub.
My wealth into Bitcoin. He goes, how about this? Bitcoin was 33,000 at the time. He goes, I'll give you 3 Bitcoin, so about 100 grand.
Oh, wait, I think I just said that, right?
Prove one fact.
Maybe not. I appreciate it.
About science, about gravity, about the shape of the Earth, about space.
All right, we just went through that. All right, was it Awidis? You follow me like 3 times? Appreciate the love, bro. Brofcilius. We went through that. Now, here's Onk. Don't nobody know who Onk is. Onk is wild as hell. Appreciate the love, bro. Brofcilius. a musical artist, and I think he claims he's taking credit for. He's from St. Louis, East St. Louis. He's taking credit for a lot of the stuff that Nelly did, but I like a lot of shit he's talking about. Appreciate the love, whoever that was. Again, I don't think I got Destiny MMM6. Appreciate the love. Appreciate that. I'm gonna talk about what I was. Listen, remember I told you that my friend, a good friend of mine, we're gonna talk about what he's gonna be doing here shortly. Now he's in Costa Rica currently, but
I don't give a fuck about the people that's lost in the system. I care about the people that's trying to wake up.
This is
So the people
all-
that's lost, fuck them, let them stay lost, because we need them to stay lost in order for some to wake up. Because for those that woke, they won't
Sour
understand and they look at those that sleep,
6509.
that's running
That's
around
a
in
hell
that
of a name,
cycle,
bruh.
right? All they do is celebrate birthdays, holidays, Christmas, go to work, get a job, come home and die. That's what I'm on. That's their life. So anybody think that's a good life to live, let them live that life and die and come back in a new body. I don't give a fuck about them.
I'm gonna say this about Unc. Unc, it's said that Unc practices black magic. That little chalice he carries, if you touch it, that's what they say about Unc. But Unc talks some shit. He says some weird shit. He has a weird face he makes. But listen to some of the shit he says. Actually, it's fucking intelligent.
Right? But for those that are at home thinking like this can't be right, but just don't know how to make it all right, they should talk to me. I got some help for them. I came with a sword like Jesus. I'm not pushing no peace, gang. I'm in a spiritual war. I'm fighting the devil. I didn't come to play. I didn't come for no peace. Nigga locked me in prison. Ain't no motherfucking peace, gang. I'm locked in this body.
See that cup? Ain't shit in there. He ain't drinking nothing out of that. It ain't no cup that he drinks of. There's a lot of black magic. And a lot of people said that have dealt with him that he deals in black magic. Don't really know what that means.
No peace? Stop playing on me. If a nigga stupid enough to get controlled, let him be controlled then. I don't give a fuck about the people that's lost in the system. I care about the people that's trying to wake up.
And waking up is like the theme right now. That's what my friend is trying to get me to do. To wake up. Right? Open that eye, that third eye.
And this is the greatest show on earth because they said all the beings and all the universes are watching because this has never happened to in any universe anywhere, that an entire planet will shift into a new dimension. And when this...
That's interesting. I'm going to tell you why that's interesting. I keep stopping shit, but I'm going to tell you why it's interesting. This is my take on it. You know how they said the world was going to end in, what was it, 1999 or 2000? Some crazy number, right? Or maybe was it 2000? I can't remember. It's not, people are saying that the world did end. But it's not ending in the traditional sense like you would see like a movie like Armageddon, shit blowing up and fucking shit all fucked up, right? They're saying that the world ended because it switched into another dimension or another... all right, for my comic book heads, because I'm a comic book fan, right? I collect them. Not as well versed as a lot, but more versed than many, right? So we talk about multiple dimensions, like multi-dimensional, right? There's like for every person that, let's say for you, like you as the person. Let's say you are who you are in another dimension. In another, like another plane of existence. Let's say you're a good person. Now that other plane of existence, you're a piece of shit. So in another plane of existence, you might be a fucking cow, or you know what I'm saying. So they're saying that when they say that the world ended, they're saying it switched dimensions, it crossed, and became another dimension. Potentially. That's already happened. That may have happened multiple times. That's what they're saying. I digress.
This happens, it's like two Earths, as though they split. The old Earth is left behind with all the negativity and all the chaos. And the new Earth separates, and it will be totally new and beautiful. Now, those who have raised the vibrations and frequencies of their bodies will shift into the new.
Okay, so my friend was just listen, I came home from my day job. My friend called me. Like I said, he's in Costa Rica. because he knows this is some shit that I'm really resonating with. I'm really into. So he sends me all these videos, and this is one of the videos he's talking about. And he's going there. He's in Costa Rica. I don't want to say it's Costa Rica. He's doing the ayahuasca trip. If you've watched Joe Rogan, you understand what the ayahuasca thing is. It is trippy as fuck. Takes you to a whole nother dimension, psychologically, spiritually. Where you're talking to motherfuckers and your mouth's not moving, right? This is what he's doing. This is not his first time either. Appreciate the love. What is it? Jotfade D8. Appreciate the love. Thank you. He's saying that he sent me this. Now I was talking to him. I pulled up in the driveway. I'm sitting in the car. I'm sitting in my truck. I'm talking to him. I'm hollering at him. I was like, man, where you at, bro? Blah, blah, blah. He said, man, I'm in Costa Rica. This is what he's telling me. He's like, I went to I forget where it's another I pulled up in the driveway. I'm sitting in the car. I'm sitting in my truck. It's another country he was in that he owned property at. He's going to sell it, and he's going to Costa Rica. He loves Costa Rica, by the way. He's going to Costa Rica, and he's going to buy a large plot of land. That's what his goal is, so he can get away from all this bullshit. Get away from the bullshit, right? So what he said to me was, when he sent this, he said something to me, and this video resonates, right? So he said, supposedly, in I don't know, sometime this year, we're gonna cross into another dimension, right? The dimensions are gonna shift. Gunny Star 98, appreciate the love. Thank you so much. He says the dimensions are gonna shift. I don't even know if you guys even follow any of this or you believe any of this bullshit, but it's possible. All this is possible. Hell, if we find out the fucking government is eating motherfucking kids and fucking, people eating kids, anything is possible, right? So anyway, he was telling me how this has already happened. He said, well, what if it happens and I'm not, on the new earth where my vibration is high. I'm like, bro, listen, we can only live and be who we are, right? If you are at a certain level of existence, a plane of existence where you believe just doing the right thing is the right thing, or if you want to be a piece of shit and just do the fucked up shit and shit on people, that's something that's a choice, right? That's a choice that you're making. I like to believe that I've done enough good that I can be a part of this new world. That's what I believe. So if this world, if there's two worlds and one is a shitty world and the other one is all with the good people, and it shifts and it becomes people are going to, the good people with the high vibration and the high vibration are going to be, like going to the new world. I like to think I'm part of the good vibrational people. We don't fucking know. And if that's even real, we don't fucking know. I'm going to just continue. Me personally, I'm just going to continue to be doing the right shit. I want to do right by most people, right? I want to do, not by most people, I want to do right by people, period. I love people. I love myself. I love my family. I love my grandkids. I love my daughters. I love my sons. I love them all. But there comes a time where you make a decision as a man or a woman to do whatever you feel is the right thing. And I think I've done enough of the right thing. I've done some fucked up shit. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm fucking whole. I ain't walking on no water. Believe that. I've done a lot of fucked up shit in my life. But I don't think I'm that fucked up where I can't go to a new world. All right, now, that's a long fucking digression. Let's get back to the video.
To Earth. And a lot of this is happening right now. A lot of people are feeling this in their bodies because they are having physical symptoms they can't explain. This is happening as the body shifts and changes the vibrations and frequencies of the body. The frequencies can't be changed immediately because it would be too damaging to the body. The body couldn't handle it. It would die. So it has to be done in steps, slowly. Those who are ready, those who are open to this, are the ones who will be going into the new earth by raising the frequencies and vibrations of their body. They have to be willing to learn and to be open to these things. Some of the symptoms that I've been told is depression, heart palpitations, high blood pressure, joint aches and pains, muscle aches and pains. And the people go to the doctor, and the doctor said he can't find anything wrong. Of course, they put them on pills, but they can't find anything wrong. All it is the body is adjusting as it's moving into the different frequencies.
Oh my fucking God. Now this is crazy. I gotta go to Aramah T65. Appreciate the love. Thank you so much. I'm gonna tell you a true story. I swear to God. I swear to God. This is real. Right? I was in the hospital about 5, 6, probably not enough 5, it's probably longer than that, 7 to 8 years ago for AFib. AFib. Now, if anyone knows what AFib is, do your research on what the fuck AFib is. Your heart palpitation, your heart is racing and it can't keep rhythm, right? Arrhythmia. The arrhythmia is off. Meaning, you know, boom, 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 boom. You know how the fucking heart rate works, right? And I couldn't keep it. True fucking story. Put me in the hospital. I went to the hospital because I was freaking out. I went to bed one night. My heart was racing like I was running. Couldn't get it to calm the fuck down. Told my girl, I was like, look, we gotta go. Because I never say we going to the hospital. Fuck this shit. It needs to be dire need for me to go to the hospital. So we went. It was dire need. I remember pulling up. I could barely even walk to the door. It was like the tunnel vision. I could barely walk. So I get there, tell them what was going on. They get me right in the front of the line, rip my shit off, put the shit on my heart. Hey, appreciate the love, whoever that was. Who the hell was that? Appreciate the love, whoever that was. And they got me in there, put the probes on me, and they was like, yeah, man, you got AFib. And I was like, AFib? What the fuck is AFib? Like, what is that? They said, your heart is out of rhythm. It could happen to anybody. And I'm like now I'm not in the greatest of shape as I've been in my life. Like, you know, I used to be a pretty good athlete. I was in great condition, you know, 6'6", fucking like 225, 230, just like prime condition in my life. But obviously it didn't always stay that way. We all know this. But anyway, so I get in the hospital. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? They tell me, hey, listen, we got to keep you here until we regulate your heart rate. So I was in the hospital a whole week. Shit was fucking going like this. They said, look, we got 2 ways to solve this problem. We can do it intravenously to hopefully regulate your heart rate, or we're going to have to restart your heart. I said, say what now? What the fuck? What the fuck does that mean? Restart my motherfucking heart? Shit was fucking going to the motherfucking no. Oh, what is? Tell me exactly what the fuck restart your heart mean. Now restart means something has to stop. What the fuck does that mean? Right? That's what I said. They said, well, Mr. Johnson, what is that? Saudi FVB. Man, what's up with these names, y'all? Y'all can't find a shorter fucking name. Appreciate the love. God damn. They was like, hey, listen, Mr. Johnson, it's not working intravenously. We're going to have to restart your shit. I said, walk me through the fucking process of this, because I don't like what I'm hearing. They told me they're going to have to stop my motherfucking heart and restart the bitch. Oh, hell no. But what are you going to do? You going to stay in the hospital? Well, your shit fucking just told me they're going to have to stop my motherfucking heart. Running all fucking day? No, that's not going to happen. Family in there, you know, fucking crying because they don't know if I'm going to, if this is it. So they take me in there, count back, you know how they do. They put you on the IV, the anesthesia, and they say count back from 100. And by the time you get to 98, you're fucking gone. Now, in my mind, I'm freaking the fuck out, right? I'm out. I remember being out. But what I also remember is I remember complete darkness. Complete darkness. Now, I wasn't out long enough to really consider what I was seeing, right? But no sooner than I was out, I'm back. Heart was in a rhythm. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Sancho76, appreciate the love, y'all. Appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much for even tuning in. Then I was out. Cause shit, y'all could be anywhere else talking or listening, but I'm talking shit right now. But what I'm talking is real. It's real. So I hope you relate to it. So anyway, so I'm the long-winded little motherfucker, right? So what I'm saying, it relates to what the fuck she said. I swear to God, this is the first time I saw this video. Swear to God. Fucks me up right now even thinking about it, because she's saying you're adjusting to the fucking shift. Long way of saying just that. Sorry about that, but that shit fucked me up. Let's get back to the video.
And it's going to affect it. It will go on for a little while, and then it will level off. And it'll be okay for a while, and then it'll do it again. The older people are the ones that are having the most physical problems because their bodies are having more problems adjusting to the changing in the frequency.
Changing in the fucking frequency.
You're okay for a while.
It's crazy as hell to even think or consider that that's really what's going on.
The people in the middle are not having as much. The children, it's not affecting them hardly at all because they've already come in with their frequency changed and the DNA has already been changed. It's the other population that's having difficulty shifting and adjusting to these things. But the body, the DNA is definitely changing. We're told to watch our diets because they want to stay away from heavy red meats. We have to eat food that is lighter because we have to raise the body, make it lighter to shift into this other dimension.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And by holding it back by eating heavy foods, we're keeping it from progressing. People are noticing that they don't want these things anymore. The ideal diet is live foods, which means fresh fruits and vegetables. And they said eventually we're going to be going into liquid diets as the body becomes lighter, until whenever we cross over into this new world, at first we will have a physical body and then we will turn into pure light.
Oh, wow.
But that can take quite a while. But the ones who will not be going on will be left with the old earth, are those that are caught up in negativity and don't want to change. They will stay with what they have created. The other ones won't because they don't want to be in that density, that negativity anymore. But those will stay with what they have created. If they have karma that has to be repaid, they will have to stay there to repay it. After they die, they will not be allowed to come back to the earth again because the earth will have changed too much.
That is fucking crazy. I gotta follow this lady. That
there to repay it.
What the fucking hell? How can I follow this lady? Oh my goodness, this shit is crazy.
They will be sent to other planets where there is still negativity. So
other planets. So she's basically saying Earth is not the only intelligent, fucking enlightened, inhabitable planet.
They can work out the remaining karma. But it doesn't matter because eventually we'll all get there anyhow. But at this point, there is a separation taking place as the two worlds separate. It's just like in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, where it says those will be left behind. It talks about the new heaven and the new earth. This is what it's talking about. And those that are left behind are the ones who are not ready. They can't change their vibration and frequency that quickly. It has to be happen gradually. You've got to be in it now to move forward. I think even if they realize it's going to be too late, they have to be working on it now at this point. And you're not supposed to go out and try to change anyone. Those who are already enlightened, they're already advanced, they realize what happens, what's happening now, they're already there. You don't have to worry about it. The other ones that are so deep into negativity, we're not going to be able to make a difference anyway. They have to find their own way. We're not supposed to convert anyone. It's the ones in the middle that are not sure which way they want to jump. Those are the ones we have to reach. the ones we have to talk to about that things are happening, things are changing, and we're moving into this totally new world. And this is the greatest show
That is fucking crazy.
I've talked to about that.
To me, that is so incredible, because I think that's what I'm going through right now. You know, and enlightening and awakening. I truly believe that. I think I'm going through an awakening. Like, I see the world for what it is. I understand what's going on. Now navigating it and being this person of high vibration, I gotta embrace that. And right now I haven't done it. So that's wild, man. That's wild.
What if the Epstein files weren't leaked to expose the...
I know. I don't want to do this, because right now I'm holding strong with TikTok stream, and they're going to ban me if I do this. So I would love to play this, y'all, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
440 hertz is the music industry standard. They know that that particular frequency disrupts DNA. Once that was discovered, they transferred everything into 440 hertz. It used to be 432. They've learned.
I heard about this. This is wild.
Learned that they can manipulate the human mind. They can consistently hit you with the same cymatic statements. In other words, words over and over and over again. This is why if you tune into many different news stations, when there's some type of occurrence going on, where every news station will say the same exact thing. And this script that they're reading is for entrainment programming, to entrain us into fear.
And agenda to control exactly what people.
Every news program, I don't even know what to say. Every news program is saying the same shit. You don't know that until they record it together. It's crazy as fuck.
And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
440 hertz is the music industry standard. They know that that particular frequency disrupts DNA. Once that was discovered, they transferred everything into 440 hertz. It used to be 432. They've learned that they can manipulate the human mind. They can consistently hit you with the same cymatic statements. In other words, words over and.
We think we're so smart as humans. We just still think we can't be, deceived, or we can't be controlled. We are so fucking stupid.
Over and over again. This is why if you tune into many different news stations, when there's some type of occurrence going on, where every news station will say the same exact thing, and this script that they're reading is for entrainment programming, to entrain us into fear.
And agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
440 hertz is the music industry standard. They know.
Inside the lipid nanoparticles, the hydrogel, there exists.
This fucking video right here.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Scares the absolute dog shit out of me. Hey, appreciate that, Esteveor 54. Appreciate it. Thank you for the love. This might freak you out. I'm gonna play it, and then I'm gonna grab me something to eat because I'm fucking starving. But no, I'm not gonna stop playing it. I want you to listen to this shit. Don't fucking not tune in. Listen to this shit. This is scary.
Pathogens inside of the particles that have not yet opened. Those pathogens are chimeric. They include E. coli, Marburg, Ebola, Staphylococcus, and brewer's yeast, amongst others. We know that upon the broadcast from the 5G system that is now employed across the United States and the world for that matter, when they broadcast an 18 gigahertz signal for 1 minute, 3 different times as a pulse, it will cause those lipid nanoparticles to swell and release these pathogenic contents, thereby causing a Marburg epidemic that they've already spent the money on. It's already done, right? The Marburg epidemic, for purposes of the law, has happened, And now we just need the actual disaster to happen. And there's actually worse parts to it than that, including the 1p36 gene deletion that effectively will turn those poor people into zombies. As odd as that sounds, our government's preparing for that.
Zombie has a command because there's new information and new problems to discuss.
And there's actually worse parts to it than that, including the 1p36 gene deletion that effectively will turn those poor people into zombies.
All right, first, a little housekeeping. National Security Order 21Z, it passed. Our operational authority is supreme. Use it. Now, back to the topic at hand. As you know, we've been battling a unique biological threat, and we've made little progress. Lack of any live specimens. If a body's found at all, it's already permanently dead. Now, we finally have a live specimen. But before you get too excited, let me stress that it's only one. We need more. So why does this problem exist? The reason for problem number one is problem number two. We have an unknown assailant or assailants. But before you get too excited, let me stress that it's only one. Unknown assailant profile. Why does this problem exist? We have no leads as to the identity of the assailant. Ballistics are untraceable. That's not exactly true. We do know at least most of the time they're using Z-Max ammunition. Weapons in use are 9mm, 45 caliber, and edged weapons. We have no leads as to the probable gender, male. Ballistics, body types, they're strong, muscular, athletic. They're well armed and well trained with munitions. Weapons in use are 9mm. They have a possible military or police background. And they're probably skilled in a variety of martial arts to include hand-to-hand combat. If you're on scene, look for someone fitting this profile. Apprehend if possible, eliminate if necessary. For you jokers out there, I know this describes everyone on the Z teams. So, know your team members. Problem number 3, identification of infectious agent. Here's where it gets interesting. We now have research notes from a top U.S. scientist who is intimately familiar with the zombie infection. He studied both the pre- and post-mortem zombie condition before PD. He has identified and named the virus, Cryptonecrophagia vulgaris, CN. We now have research notes from a top U.S. scientist.
What the fuck is going on?
It's a retrovirus, and there's no cure. This scientist's notes indicate prions may also be involved in the infectious process. However, at this point, it remains unclear what, if any, role they play. Remembering the live subject I mentioned earlier? Unfortunately, the subject and scientist are one and the same. We do not know how much time he has left before he's no longer of any use, except perhaps for dissection. So we need more live specimens. Keep that in mind during operations. Problem number 4. Mode of transmission, currently unknown. Transmission modes ruled out: bites, scratches, casual contact, vector infection, droplet, or airborne spread.
Appreciate the love.
Some Z team members can attest to the fact that bites and scratches don't spread infection, at least not yet. To date, 12 team members have been wounded while engaged in field operations. They've undergone mandatory 90-day quarantine. None have showed any signs of infection.
I hear you,
team
bro.
members are out of quarantine yet, but we hope they'll be released and return to active duty soon. Problem number 5. Emerging public awareness of the situation. I'm going to mention each of these points, then talk about them in greater detail. There are things you need to know. First, the Coconut Grove fly-in. Many of you were there. Then there's the Miami incident. Some of you were there. The CDC Zombie Apocalypse Preparedness Release. DHS released a fake zombie preparedness story. Then there's the recent purchases of large quantities of ammunition. About the Coconut Grove fly-in, Z Teams 1, 2, and 3 cleaned down a zombie cell. That got a lot of public attention. Our cover story was that this was an urban assault exercise in preparation for the upcoming UN meeting. For now, our cover story is holding, but one got away. That led to the Miami incident. That should never have happened. About the Miami incident. Some of you were there. Our cover story was bath salts. That was blown when the autopsy.
Y'all remember that bath salts incident in Florida where the dude was supposedly eating another guy on the highway? I bet y'all don't remember that. You should remember that. That's what he's talking about. That's what's fucked up. Just saying. Just saying. The moment you become aware of the ego in you, it is strictly speaking no longer to the ego, but just an old conditioned mind pattern. Ego implies awareness. Awareness and ego cannot coexist. Interesting. Interesting. Conditioned mind.
I told you this a million times. Sex with 14-year-old girls is the first step. Then the money laundering, the corruption, all the things you're doing for them. Then it's
don't
little
cut
kids.
off my TikTok for this.
And then it's
this is Alex Jones saying it. It's not me.
We're going to go in this basement, and there's 2 toddlers we've used up. They've been getting raped for about a year. Cigarette burns all over them, broken bones, drooling. We want you to go in there, and we want you to rape them and then blow their heads off. By the way, this has come out in FBI reports. You don't see it on the news. I mean, I'm telling you, like, actual stories here.
At TikTok.
And there's other ones that Gunderson got out and were later confirmed with the finders, where they'd have some rich banker wife and husband that were super high level. And after a decade in it, they would come to him one day and say, get in the back of the van. They'd put guns to their heads, and they'd take them and they'd say, all right, this is all on tape. You see that 6-year-old girl? We want you to rip her throat out with your own teeth and rub the blood all over you on camera, or we're going to kill you right now. And they shotguns. You ready to die? And the bankers are crying. They're like, get in there, pussies. By the way, scream hell Satan while you do it.
Damn.
And there's cameras. They go in and they just tear that little girl's throat out and then roll around the blood. Then they come in, they say, have sex with the dead body now. Now, you're going to stay here for 2 weeks until you've eaten every bite of that kid. It's about making you do horrible things. It's about humiliating you, dominating you, breaking you, to push the Holy Spirit completely away from you. Because they're watching when you're raping kids and stuff that you didn't really enjoy it. So they need to fully make you do pure evil stuff so that they can get God. Because when you do that, God removes his spirit from you. Now the off-world entity, now that the Holy Spirit field that blocks them, it's removed, and now it can come in. This is all science. Because when you do that, they got to take down the energy field.
Now, I don't know if you know this about Alex Jones. Alex Jones has said a lot of crazy shit, but a lot of shit he says has turned out to be pretty damn accurate. That's all I'm saying. So you don't know much about Alex Jones. He's saying some crazy shit right now, but this is all in relation to the Epstein files that have been proven to be pretty fucking accurate, because they took notes on this shit. They got texts, they got emails, they got fucking photos, they got goddamn videos. So you can hate on Alex Jones if you want, but he is relating what he's saying to this bullshit that's been going on. And it's linked to a lot of politicians. That's all I'm saying.
Before they can get in, like an Empire Strikes Back. And you ask, how far does evil go? It has no limit. That's why there's the confirmed pedophilia, cannibalism, murder, torture, all these top Harvard people, top MIT. Oh, I love the torture video. Yeah, we're delivering the sex slave to the Hyatt. It's been paid for. Enjoy yourself.
Yes.
My sex slave ran its operations well, but still talked back, so I tortured her. Kathy LeBron, by the time she was like 8 years old, tortured, mind-controlled from birth, in a satanic cult, put in a few years before into actual MK Ultra, electroshock programming. Now she's delivering messages, sex slaving, flown to New York, flown to DC, flown around the world, photographic memory because of the compartmentalization, going back, hypnotized, total briefings. That's all declassified by them children doing that with children.
65, appreciate the love.
I told you this a million times. Sex with 14-year-old girls is the first.
Alex Jones is wild. He is a wild dude. But I'm telling you now, there's a lot of shit he's privy to that he's been pretty accurate about.
People are talking about the Epstein files with George Bush and Bill Gates, but I'm still stuck on the jester. Now, jesters are one of the reasons that Epstein and these people got away with everything. Basically, we're looking at D, B, and C class celebrities. For this video, we can use Rainn Wilson and Chrissy Teigen as examples of this archetype. Ethan released disturbing tweets talking about harming children in 2009 and 2011. Now, you can look these disturbing tweets up. He also released a video in 2014 with Soul Pancake on YouTube of him doing really weird things, sexual things to a chicken. Chrissy Teigen is also known for having written really disturbing tweets about children. And you can look these up as well. They're awful. Here's how the court jester archetype works. The freedom we, the populace, give the jesters to be disturbing is the degree to which parasitic people believe they can continue to get away with their dark parasitic antics. What if on some level the human populace's degree of compliance with celebrities being weird is correlated to how dark and weird these parasitic people continue to be? Jesters were actually used for psychological warfare, measuring public opinion and outrage. If a jester puts out disturbing words, and there is no public outcry, this signals to the monarchy that the public is indeed tolerant of disgusting behavior. Now, in archetypal context, the jester is seen as a warped reflection of the king. You'll notice his hat mimics the royal crown, and his scepter mirrors the scepter of the monarch. He is simply an archetypal outlet for the monarch to tell the public the truth about what the monarch really is. How disturbing can these actors bend reality into being, to warp the minds of the populace to think that disturbing words are normal? But the wild thing about humans today is many people still think actors are just actors. They believe the idea that actors are contributing some sort of message to humankind, which is what actors were originally intended to do, is crazy. 15 years ago, Little Love, when Epstein Island was in operation, we had these celebrities tweeting extremely dark tweets. Most people just wanted to laugh and close their eyes. When people wish to be complacent, dissociated from the evils in front of them, this just symbolizes to the monarchy a degree of public consent. And keep in mind, cutie pie, that jesters can actually come in political form too.
Epstein was cool. There, I said it. Jeff Epstein, not a pedophile.
Pedo thing, it's like, they're really pedophilia.
As long as they're funny and entertaining and a little bit obscure, they could always be a jester.
I cannot stand that motherfucker. He's just so annoying. His tone of his voice is annoying. He's annoying. His message is annoying. He is a racist, known racist. Cannot stand that guy.
I know what you're thinking. Could I be a jester too? Of course I could be. You should be weary of me and anyone you see on a screen, because that means you're thinking.
Wasn't that a great explanation what jesters are? The buffoons and the fools hired by royalty, the deep state, to keep us useless eaters and slaves and morons distracted so we don't see what's going on over here. Wasn't that a great explanation?
We're called goyim by rabbis. We're just cattle, in other words.
Which is the serpents in the pharmaceutical industry that are keeping us poisoned and convincing us that we need their poisonous elixirs. And so they have to bring out the jesters, the big jesters like Pink. You remember Pink when she was pushing the COVID vaccine, the Pfizer rep in the pink sweater got paid $20 million to convince you to go line up for a vaccine. So these people are jesters hired by the deep state to just keep us dummies so distracted. So I can speak to someone that knows nothing about what's going on, and they could tell me every single sports statistic. They can tell me every single player on a team. They could read me off every single lyric to a Pink song. But they cannot tell me what's going on in the world with the Epstein files or with the vaccines or with politicians, nothing. Because they're so distracted by the jesters. And what happens with people like that is they are the majority, and they are the meek, and the meek shall inherit the earth. And this is why the deep state keeps winning. This is why for decades and decades and centuries, human beings have been depopulated, because they can get away with it. Sounds crazy, but it's fact. Jesters.
People are talking about the Epstein.
That's deep.
So the Epstein files are out, millions of pages, thousands of videos in order from Congress. And what have we learned? Well, Democrats accuse the Attorney General of a cover-up. The Attorney General calls a senior congressman a washed-up loser.
This is how China is explaining the Epstein files to their population.
Lawyer, victims, sit in the room watching their accusers' names blacked out, while their own names, their photographs, their suffering are leaked to the public. Welcome to accountability, Western style. For years, the Western elites, the Western men, have stood on what they call the moral high ground. They lecture other countries on human rights, on fair courts, on the worth of every person. They send diplomats to lecture former colonies about the rule of law, as if that law were a custom-made suit only for a rich man. So here's the uncomfortable truth the West does not want to face. The Epstein archive is not just one file on one criminal. It is a CT scan of the whole system, the courts, the banks, the politicians, even some academic institutions. Not evil in...
Remember I told you TikTok was going to suspend my stream? They just did. Some bullshit. Fucking unfucking believable. They don't want anybody speaking against anything that they believe. I fucking hate them. TikTok has turned into a piece of shit.
Some movie sense, silent partners in real world sense. Silent through doing nothing, through convenient forgetfulness, through the quiet belief that some men are too powerful to ever be brought down. And yet these same institutions continue to grade the rest of the world on human rights, continue to issue report cards on judicial reform, continue to act as if they're the world's moral judge. The lease on that high ground has run out. It ran out in Florida courthouse in 2008. It ran out on the private Caribbean island with the Harvard professor as a guest. It ran out this month on the live television when a victim had to watch her abuser's name being blacked out while her own name staying in plain sight.
That's the fucking truth.
The Western elites wanted to be judged by their good intentions. Unfortunately for them, the Epstein files contain only the facts.
That's the damn truth. That's the damn truth. Tartaria 5465. Don't know who you are, but appreciate the love. What the fuck? I always wonder what the fuck they're doing. And what is that head of the fuck? I don't know what's on Bad Bunny. I don't get it. It's fucking, I think he's a part of some weirdness. Hold on. Did I just miss something? That's fucking wild. Am I subscribed to this guy? Yep, I'm subscribed. Whew, that is fucking crazy.
So the question then is, why are these people making this effort to fool us into believing that this wall, these movies are real? And the answer is because they're trying to enslave us. Okay? Slavery. But then you're like, okay, but slavery means that I take a gun and I say, if you don't do what I say, I'll kill you. But that's not what slavery is. If the universe is conscious, okay, our energy comes from our attention. Attention is energy. So what they want is our energy. Okay? That's true wealth. If they're able to focus our energy, capture our imagination, they can construct reality in the way that they want it, okay? Because reality is what we imagine it to be. The imagination is the animating force of the universe, right? So if they can focus our attention, for us, they can create their own reality. All right? Now we understand why we watch movies. Now we understand why we have the internet. Now we understand why the school wants you to love artificial intelligence. Because it's to enslave you. All of human history is about enslavement.
Yes.
Okay? True. This is what progress is. You think that, oh my God, I can now watch movies. Oh my God, I have now social media. I can communicate with anyone. Oh my God, I have ChatGPT. And ChatGPT can tell me the truth about the world. No. All these things are created to enslave your mind.
That's
because
so
you.
That is so motherfucking deep. Because we are so. I'm guilty of this. I'm not saying I'm fucking innocent. We want to escape reality, right? So how do you escape reality? You delve into the cell phone, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, fucking whatever the fucking shit is, YouTube, right? Sammy, your 678, appreciate the love. You try to escape the reality. That's the fucking truth. Psychologically, we can't handle with the real shit that's going on. We want to get away from it, right? We want to have some kind of timeout from reality. And they fucking know this. These motherfuckers understand how the mind and the psyche work, and they fucking are doing shit to fuck with it.
Have access to God. And so what they're trying to do is trick you into believing that this reality is a true reality.
Wow. This is a fucking professor saying that this is not this is where we live is not reality. It's what we believe to be true because this is all we've known for however long we've been on this plane of existence, but it's not real.
Because once you believe that, this reality becomes the only reality. Okay? So then the question is like, who are these people? Well, we don't know, okay? So the question then is, why are these people making this effort to fool us into believing that this wall, these movies are real? And the answer is because they're trying to enslave us. Okay?
Damn if that ain't true.
Into believing that this wall, these movies.
Damn if that's not motherfucking true.
The fact that Mom Donnie's mother is friends with Epstein.
This is fucking wild. And Epstein is fucking literally every fucking where. This is just fucking crazy. I don't know if you heard about this, but you're going to hear about it now.
Epstein, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and all the other perverted, fucked up people that have been in our government. Some are speculating that Epstein is even his father. I don't know if that's true or not. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. But just the fact...
Mandavi, the mayor of New York, it's hinted that potentially his pops is Epstein. Wouldn't shock me because he threw a fucking party for the mom. Why would you throw and Epstein parties are fucking far worse than Diddy parties, by the way. Just want you to know that. It's hinted that
fact that his family is so deeply rooted into that corrupt pedophile network is very concerning. And I think we all need to take a moment and contemplate what this really means. The endless pit of deception. What the fuck is that man doing as mayor in New York City? Does anybody want to talk about this? The fact that Mom Donnie's mother...
That's crazy shit, right? Check this out. Breaking, TikTok users are uninstalling the app with removals rising 150% in the past 5 days following Larry Ellison's U.S. takeover. So reality is he's probably worth close to $400 billion. I mean, he's one of the richest dudes in the world. It's as simple as that. And you can't change it. And his son, just so you guys know, owns follow Larry Ellis's U.S. takeover. So, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, owns, oh my God, what was it he owns? He owns some media company. He was trying to buy Netflix. No, he was trying to buy Warner Brothers. And I think Netflix bought Warner Brothers, but his son owns. Listen, he's just trying to take over media, and he's on this agenda, right? Control, anti-Zionist. I mean, it is blatant and horrifying what people with his ability and means are trying to do to regular folks like me and you, blue collar workers. This is scary. So a lot of people are uninstalling TikTok because of this. Now he now owns TikTok. I don't know if you knew that. He owns TikTok. So if you didn't know, now you know. Check this out. Since Stanley Kubrick, is no longer with us, who will be directing the moon landing slated for? That's funny. That's hilarious. I like it.
September 10th, 2001, the day before 9/11, the U.S. Army released an intelligence report that said that the Zionists were pros at carrying out terrorist acts that made it appear that it was done by Arabs. Wake up, Americans. You're about to be pulled into a war with Arabs, with the Muslim world, and you're going to be made to believe that something horrible that happened to you was done by the Muslims. But it wasn't done by the Muslims. It was done by a wild card, the Israeli Mossad, that's cunning and ruthless and can carry out attacks on Americans and make it look like Arabs did it. That's not my conspiracy theory. That's the U.S. Army report. The day before, published the day.
What in the holy fuck? So are we just going to ignore that, or we oblivious to it? Or are we thinking that's bullshit? Zaskar 54, appreciate the love. What is that telling you? Why does the world want us to hate Muslims? Why? Because that's not really our enemy. That is not our enemy. And I don't want to tell you who the enemy is, but I think you can read between the lines. Read between the lines who the real enemy is. The enemy disguising themselves as allies, disguising themselves as our greatest ally. I don't know if we're ever going to wake up from this.
Day before 9/11. You can call me any name you want to call me. That's a U.S. Army report. They warned us. They were telling us what Israel is capable of doing. The government, American society had not yet been conquered by the Zionists up to September 11. This country fell to Zionism on September 11, 2001. How did America fall so quickly and become Israeli-occupied territory? Because that's what we are. The United States of America is Israeli-occupied territory, the entire country. They took over the Congress, they took over the White House, they took over the Pentagon, they took over the CIA, they took over the Defense Intelligence Agency, they took over everything. They took over the American evangelical churches, they took over the news media, they took over cable television, they took over the whole country since 2001. How? How did they do it? Jeffrey Epstein. It's just that simple. September 10th.
This is crazy. All right, guys.
Epstein. It's just that simple. September 10th.
I don't even know what to say at this point. But here's what I would tell you. I'm done streaming. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, who subscribed, all the above. Appreciate the love. I would hope that somebody would love me enough to maybe donate and become a true follower of me on YouTube, Twitch, all the above. So we're gonna talk about more shit like this. But I feel it. I have a feeling you like this shit. Because you like it, I like it anyway. Because I like it, and I think you like it. It's gonna be more to come. So until next time, appreciate your love.